You said on this subject, never safe until you're 7 feet underground. But why the escape hatch?
Welcome to MsMojo, and today we're exploring the most notorious and scandalous times in history when famous faces were involved in love affairs with married celebrities.
We had struggled to keep it going, but obviously we'd both run out of steam.
Sienna Miller, Balthazar Getty, and Rosetta Millington. Having been on the other side of an affair after her partner Jude Law hooked up with his children's nanny in 2005, Miller found herself as the other woman in 2008.
Paparazzi have driven Sienna Miller to tears after pouncing on her outside a Los Angeles petrol station.
That year, intimate photos of her and Balthazar Getty, the actor and musician, were published in newspapers. The problem was that Getty, part of the famous family, had been married to fashion designer Rosetta Millington since 2000.
So dating a young actor was never something I thought was a good idea.
Miller was heavily criticized in the press for being a homewrecker. She went on to successfully sue the newspapers that published the compromising photos.
You make the point that the actions of the News of the World made your life hell and damaged a lot of your relationships, making you nervous and paranoid.
By 2009, the affair was over. Getty went back to Millington, and they are still together today. Tori Spelling, Dean McDermott, and Mary Jo Eustace. Only a year into having tied the knot with Charlie Shanian, in 2005, Spelling was cast in the Lifetime TV film Mind Over Murder. There, she met her co-star and soon-to-be affair partner Dean McDermott, who'd been married to Mary Jo Eustace since 1993.
What do you say?
What do you think? Now, come on, I'll buy you a cup of coffee.
You're supposed to bring the coffee.
The same night they met, the duo hooked up. This caused both marriages to implode, resulting in a double divorce. A month after Spelling divorced Shanian, she and McDermott had their nuptials, which they renewed in 2010. However, it wasn't all post-affair bliss. In 2014, McDermott admitted he cheated on Spelling.
I am so sorry.
Are you really sorry?
I am so sorry. Look
me in the eye.
Look, I'm so
Look
sorry.
at me and
I
tell
am
me you're
so sorry. I am so sorry.
While they reconciled and tried for several years to stay together, McDermott posted on social media in 2023 that they'd split. The following year, they filed for divorce.
It was time, and I feel like everything comes full circle when life is supposed to have a shift. It shifts for you.
Lauren Bacall, Humphrey, Bogart, and Mayo Metho.
I'm gonna get that wallet, Slim.
I'd rather you wouldn't call me Slim. I'm a little too skinny to take it kindly.
In 1938, Humphrey Bogart and Mayo Metho tied the knot, securing themselves as one of Hollywood's biggest power couples. However, their life wasn't easy. The couple reportedly clashed, with Metho allegedly having drinking and mental health issues. With issues mounting, Bogart was then cast in 1944's To Have and Have Not. His character's love interest was played by Bacall. At the time, she was 19 while he was 45. Regardless of the big age gap, the two began having an affair.
What'd you do that for?
Been wondering whether I'd like it.
By 1945, Bogart and Metho had divorced. A few months later, he married Bacall. While there were allegations of affairs from both, the couple would act together and remain married until Bogart passed away in 1957.
I would look across the room, and wherever there were people laughing and there was fun,
He was there.
he was there.
At the center of it.
Yes, because he was an original. There wasn't anybody like him.
Marla Maples, Donald and Ivana Trump. While attending a celebrity tennis match, model and actor Maples met Donald Trump. While they started as friends, it soon became something far more intimate.
We really anticipated getting married and having a baby, not having a baby and getting married.
So why didn't you marry her right away when you found out she was pregnant? Why did you
Indecision.
Indecision.
Trump had been married to Czech model Ivanka Zelničková since 1977. In 1989, Donald arranged for Maples to appear during a family skiing vacation, causing the two women to clash when the affair was discovered by Ivana.
And Marla and Ivana were here. And there wasn't shouting, but you could obviously see there was some friction.
A month later, in 1990, the New York Post released an infamous headline about Maples' positive review of Donald in the bedroom. By the end of the year, Ivana and Donald were officially divorced.
In the book, she gets the blame.
Well, she was flirting.
I mean, I think she was flirting and she got away with it.
He married Maples in 1993. However, amid allegations she'd had an affair with her bodyguard, Maples and Donald split in 1999. LeAnn Rimes, Eddie Cibrian, and Brandy Glennville. There seems to be something in the catering when it comes to Lifetime movies. This time, it was 2009's Northern Lights that caused not one, but two marriages to crumble.
I didn't mean to scare you.
Cast as the leads were country musician Rimes and actor Eddie Cibrian. Rimes had gotten married to Dean Chermain in 2002, while Cibrian got hitched to Brandy Glennville in 2001. Several months after meeting on set, the two began their affair.
That he hopes people will finally accept that what started as an affair between two people who were married to other people is indeed a really solid relationship.
As reports came out about it, Cibrian made statements to deny he'd had any relationship with Rimes. However, shortly afterward, Rimes and Cibrian broke up with their partners and later got divorced. In 2011, the new couple had their nuptials and have been together ever since.
Love doesn't ask if you want to fall.
June Carter, Johnny and Vivian Cash.
And if we're ever parted, I will keep the tie that binds us, and I'll never let it break, 'cause I love you.
Before he was a country musician, Johnny Cash married Vivian Liberto in 1954. Yet, as his celebrity took off, their marriage began to decline. Johnny would spend long periods away from home touring. He met Carter, who was a part of the family behind the Carter family.
I'm going to Jackson. I'm gonna mess around.
Yet, during their time on tour together, Carter and Johnny fell for each other. It's believed that one of his most famous songs, Ring of Fire, is an allusion to the affair.
I fell into a burning ring of fire. I went down, 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 and the flames went higher.
Both married couples, Johnny and Vivian, plus Carter and Edwin Nix, divorced in 1966. 2 years later, Carter and Johnny tied the knot. They remained together for the rest of their lives, passing away within months of each other in 2003.
What have I become? My sweetest friend.
Ingrid Bergman, Roberto Rossellini, and Marcella DeMarchis. When this affair was discovered, the world went into a meltdown as it painted Bergman as the biggest homewrecker ever. In 1948, Bergman sent Rossellini a letter requesting he cast her for a project.
In that letter, you said to him, quite innocently, I'm afraid the only Italian I know is Te amo, is it I love you?
Yes. But
Perhaps if you'd known the phrase for be careful or something.
Well, he did just that for 1950's Stromboli. Their affection went further than the professional as the duo had an affair.
Det är så vackert här. Skönt att få vara I fred. De skulle se mig I Hollywood nu.
That secret leaked, causing Rossellini's wife, Marcella DeMarchis, to divorce him. Because of his refusal, Bergman had to divorce her husband, Peter Lindstrom, by proxy in Mexico, allowing her to marry Rossellini in 1950. During their marriage, which ended in 1957 after Rossellini had another affair, Bergman was essentially blacklisted in Hollywood.
my voice was taken off all the radio programs that asked for money, you know, charity, Salvation Army, whatever. Even my voice over the radio was supposed to be dangerous.
She managed to return afterward and sealed her name as one of the industry's greatest actors. Katharine Hepburn, Spencer and Louise Tracy. In 1942, Hepburn and Spencer Tracy starred as love interests in Woman of the Year. Not only did this birth one of the most famous on-screen pairings in Hollywood, making 9 films together, but it created one of the most iconic and saddest celebrity relationships.
Darling.
Do I look like the outstanding husband of the outstanding woman of the year?
You're fine.
It was an open secret that Hepburn and Spencer were having an affair, as he was married to Louise Tracy. While they were married on paper, the couple was essentially living separate lives. However, in 1967, shortly after completing Guess Who's Coming to Dinner with Hepburn, she found Spencer's body after he had a heart attack.
And there is nothing, absolutely nothing, that your son feels for my daughter that I didn't feel for Christina.
Their affair had lasted 26 years. However, out of respect for the family, Hepburn didn't attend the funeral.
Are you happy finally? Is it a nice long rest you're having? Making up for all your tossing and turning in life?
Elizabeth Taylor, Eddie Fischer, and Debbie Reynolds. In 1958, Taylor's world was destroyed as her husband of 1 year, Mike Todd, had perished in a plane crash.
And he came up to say goodbye to me 5 times. And it's like we both knew that, it's like we both had a premonition.
Soon after, Eddie Fischer went to Taylor to offer comfort. This wasn't unusual, as he and his wife Debbie Reynolds were very close to Taylor and Todd.
When Elizabeth flew to Chicago for the funeral, she was accompanied by Todd's best friend, singer Eddie Fischer. His wife, Debbie Reynolds, stayed in Los Angeles to watch over Elizabeth's 3 small children.
They even named their son after Taylor's husband, but this time, Fischer and Taylor got too close, beginning an affair. Soon, it became public knowledge. This led to Fischer's TV show being canceled in 1959. The same year, Reynolds divorced Fischer, and he married Taylor before splitting in 1964.
She was the great love of my life. She was.
You honestly admit that?
For the 3 years that we were together, it was unbelievable.
Taylor later called the marriage a mistake, as she was acting out of grief. Thankfully, Reynolds and Taylor would later reconcile their friendship.
I really owe Elizabeth a favor for breaking that whole situation, but I don't blame her for the break. I blame Eddie for the break.
Before we continue, be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos. You have the option to be notified for occasional videos or all of them. If you're on your phone, make sure you go into your settings and switch on notifications.
Camilla Parker Bowles, Charles III and Princess Diana. In Diana's immortal words in her 1995 Panorama episode,
"Well, there were 3 of us in this marriage, so it was a bit crowded."
she married the future Charles III in 1981. Rather than his new bride, Charles's eyes were on Camilla. The two had previously had an affair when she was married to Andrew Parker Bowles. The illicit relationship resumed in 1986. In 1992, Diana and Charles announced their separation. Shortly after, a royal scandal emerged when recorded telephone conversations between Charles and Camilla were published. Famously, it involved Charles wishing he was a tampon.
There's uproar in Britain over the publication of the so-called Camillagate tapes.
A phone call allegedly between Prince Charles and a close female friend was taped 3 years ago.
He will not come back from this.
By 1995, Camilla and Andrew divorced, with Charles and Diana following a year later. Camilla and Charles married in 2005, eventually becoming the UK's king and queen.
May thy servant Camilla, who wears this crown, be filled by thine abundant grace, and with all princely virtues.
What other love triangles stand out to you? Let us know below.
I've been seeing another man for the last 11 weeks, and it was nothing, and I ended it tonight.